What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Krakty, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Raft, a beginner guide on how to play and stay alive, keep your character alive, and kind of how to progress through the game. So I'm going to go ahead here and enter a name. I'm going to play this on easy just to make it easier for commentating purposes. First thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get into the world, and you're going to want to start farming as much as humanly possible. Anything and everything is going to obviously be of use to you, since we have nothing to start. So really you're going to basically just start off with this hook and use that to just drag in trash. Now these barrels here are very important. If you look down here, you can see that they give you a bunch of different stuff, specifically that scrap. Scrap is later on used to create nails in the game. So you're going to want to definitely keep an eye out for those barrels and try to get as many of them as you can, because again, they do give scrap and they give a lot more resources than other single resources. Also, if you didn't just see that, you can also hook items, multiple items. So this is going to be the shark, your main enemy in the game, the only person that you're going to be fighting really in the sea. You can't kill the shark. The shark is just merely a major annoyance. And so the first thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and craft myself a wooden mallet, a hammer here. This is a building hammer. This is how we're going to expand the raft. This is how we're going to repair the raft. This is how we're going to do all the things of that nature. Nextly, what I'm going to want to make sure I get secured is this wooden spear here. As you can see, we need some planks and we need some rope. So to make rope, you just go down here to this little screw icon, click on rope, and just go ahead and craft that. And as you can see, I'm just grabbing wood, just grabbing pieces as I'm floating by. Make that, go here, go back, make the spear. So what the spear is going to do is it's going to allow us to get the shark off of our raft. If you do not deal with the shark in a certain amount of time, the shark will essentially break pieces off of your raft and set you back. So depending on what it latched onto, it could be a more expensive piece or not. So again, I'm just going to keep on going through here, picking up all the trash. First thing we're going to try to get a hold of is this water purifier. We're going to want to try to make sure that we can get ourselves taken care of so we don't starve and essentially die. So we're going to try to put some focus on the water purifier here, get it crafted. I'm going to do some more farming here, figure out where I want to place it, boom. And again, a lot of this game is just a lot of farming, pulling stuff in from the ocean. Boom, I crafted a spare hook here because you do not want your only hook breaking on you and not having any materials to replace it. So I just went ahead and made a backup there, always a good idea. All right, making a cup so that way I can actually drink the water that I need to make. So you're just going to go ahead and take the water out of the ocean there, the salt water. And my dumbass accidentally poured it out right here. That's not what you're supposed to do. Press E to pick it up out of the ocean. Press E on that little blue cup right there to put it in there. You can put a board underneath. The fire will start automatically. And whenever it is ready, the water will go into that back little purple cup there. So for the time being, I'm just going to go ahead and keep farming, get all my resources up. All right, and now listen to this. Got my water. So this is what we're listening for here. Alright, you hear that? Now we got the shark on us. 3 good stabs from a spear, and she'll usually go away. And as you can see, this piece here is damaged. Go ahead and take your hammer out. If you're hitting it, it will not do anything, so you need to actually right-click on your mouse, go down into the repair section, click that, and then one hit usually does the trick. Sometimes you might need to hit it a couple more times, depending on how much damage she did to you. So again, we're just going to go ahead and keep farming, keep farming. A lot of this game is just a lot of farming, just keeping your character alive. Next thing we're going to try to work on here is to get this grill made up. Seeing what else we need here, crafting up the extra rope and supplies, going back, boom, make the grill, and we're going to go ahead and slap that guy down now. So now we should be able to have a way to make water and get food, ideally. Another reason why these barrels are so important is because they do give you potatoes and they give you those little radishes down there. And if you notice, if you eat a raw radish or a raw potato, it doesn't give you a whole lot of food. The idea here is that you need to cook it. Alright, so in the game it was going ahead and it was getting dark, so I went ahead and made a bed here. You don't have to make a bed if you don't mind working and playing in the nighttime. Totally entirely up to you. I had the extra materials here, so I went ahead and made myself a bed to skip the nighttime. Alright, waking up here into the next morning. I decided that I was going to expand a little bit. So the idea of expanding here is that we have a little bit more walkway. As you can see, there's trash floating by us all the time. So the further out that we can stand and get a little bit further of a hook thrown is going to be ideally what we're going to want to do. So again, you can go ahead and stack these boards, put your food on here. They can take more than one board. I only put one on there because that's all I had on me at the time. But as you can see here, you can stack multiple boards, 3 on the water purifier and 2 on this campfire. Keep things cooked. When the potato's done cooked, you pick it up, go ahead and eat it. It gives you some good nutrition, and that's kind of how we're going to stay alive. So you're going to find yourself eating and drinking a lot in this game. Don't get behind on your food and water stats, or you're going to find yourself getting drowsy. So these are just some of those stats you're going to find yourself keeping up on a lot. I mean, we're on a raft. It gives you something to do. So I just kind of keep all these things rotating in the back burner. As you can see here, I decided to expand a little bit further. Again, just kind of helping me with my farm operation. Decided to put a couple up here as well. And that way it just gives me a little bit more leg room. I can spread out a little bit. Next thing I decided to do here is get myself a research table made up. I'm going to go ahead and place that down. This is how we're going to go ahead and unlock new crafting recipes. Find somewhere that looks good for you that's not really in the way. And as you can see here, all these new recipes are all grayed out and they contain the sub-ingredients of what they need to be built. So you're going to go ahead and drag these items in here, click research, and it'll essentially ungray out these certain things. So basically just take one of everything that you have, bring it in there, research, and what it does, as you can see here, I got a rug. It went ahead and gave me some new recipes after researching some things. Nails, scrap, all of it. Go ahead and throw it in there. Some things it will not take, but go ahead and just try everything and try to get all the available recipes that you have available. And as you can see here, I'm just going through, trying one at a thing, one at a time. The rocks, all this and that. The scrap, boom, boom, boom. Get some more recipes here. So this is essentially how you're going to progress through the game. And then some things in the game does not want. So I went ahead and tried that. It's redded out, so it does not want me to research that. All right, moving on. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and make some of these collection nets, and these are really, really helpful. These save us a lot of time. So we're going to go ahead and make these. These are pretty expensive to make, requiring nails and a lot of rope to make. But I'm going to go ahead and start placing them on my raft as I get the extra material. You're not going to see me place every one of them down as I'm expanding. They'll just kind of start appearing and popping up over time, as you can see here. So the more you have out, the more chances you have of trash kind of floating into it. And when trash floats into it, you basically just run along these nets, these collection nets, and pick up all your garbage. So every so often, islands will also come up. Go ahead and make yourself an anchor. Drop the anchor, just like this, boom. I don't think you have to jump off the boat, that's not necessary. I was just being a little bit extra. To be honest, I don't even know if I necessarily needed an anchor here. I just didn't want my raft floating away on me while I was going to explore this island. But every so often you will come across islands. They will contain various loot. You can also go around swimming around the edges, trying to collect all the trash off of the edges of the island. However, again, just use discretion on that. The shark is still swimming around out there. So I just came up here to collect some flowers. These flowers are used as dyes and paint, but we're not going to get too much into that. That's not really important in the beginning phases of the game. Whenever you're ready to leave the island, go ahead and craft yourself a paddle, remove the anchor, and you're going to go ahead and start setting sail. Kind of use your paddle and kind of paddle yourself in the direction, just like that. I sped it up here, and then I just kind of get myself in a direction. Decided to expand a little bit more here. Guess I'll go ahead and throw in a quick little fishing demonstration. Toss your fishing pole into the water after you have made one. You wait a little bit, and then after it tells you to press the left mouse button. Alright, so that's now. We went ahead and clicked. It gave me a raw tilapia, and it gives you various kinds of fish as well, varying from bigger to smaller fish. So this is how we're going to be mainly feeding ourselves on top of the potatoes and radishes that the barrels give us. So here I went to place a sail down, and as you can see, I didn't really have a lot of room where I was comfortable with it, so I went ahead and placed it there. Something to keep in mind is that the shark will break pieces off, and anything that is attached to that piece will also be destroyed. Our sail is a pretty expensive piece to make, so we wanted to make sure it was nice and secure. Next thing we're going to do is go ahead and make this little flag, so that way we can see where the wind direction is headed. Go ahead and place that down so we have a general idea of how we're going to steer the sails. Right there, looks good. All right, next we're gonna get on some farming. Get some of these crop plots made up. Small crop plots will handle small things like potatoes. The medium crop plots will handle larger crops such as pineapples and things like that. So go ahead and get them placed down in a nice little spare section of your raft, wherever looks good to you. You're gonna go ahead and have to put the seed in here. So the medium plot will hold 2, the small will hold 3, the small holding 3 smaller ones. Also, it's good to note here that I only had 1 seed in this plot, but when you water a plot, it'll water both. If you have a seed in for both, it'll water both seeds off of 1 cup. Next, you want to go ahead and make yourself a scarecrow. Scarecrows will keep all the pesky seagulls away and to keep them off of your plants, so that way we can actually sustain. Put that near your crops, and you're good. This guy's kind of a pesky booger. Alright guys, looks like that's going to be the end of the video. Hopefully it wasn't too long. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you guys drop a like on the video. Make sure you guys drop a subscription. And that's about it, folks. Without saying much more, we're going to go ahead and end it on a good note. If you guys want to see a part 2, again, make sure you guys like the video, comment down below, and we will go ahead and continue this series and get more in depth. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you on the next one. See ya.